Hey everyone, Sam here. We're at the beautiful Zion Cliff Lodge out in Hilldale. Are we in Hilldale or Colorado
Hilldale,
City?
Utah.
Hilldale, Utah, where I grew up actually. And we're with the owner here, Shem Fischer, which he happens to be my cousin. So
Welcome.
this is great.
I'm Shem Fischer. I had the opportunity of building this home as my personal residence in my teenage years, and was booted out of it by FLDS in about July of 2000. And just pursued other opportunities in the Salt Lake City and international markets in medical device for 20 years.
Wow.
And then filed litigation, won litigation, got the home back in November, full deed in November of 2019.
Oh, wow.
So since then, me and my wife Lisa renovated the home, put over $1 million into making it a public, accessible lodge, something that could bless the community and provide employment and service for the Hilldale, Colorado City area.
Yeah.
So,
And obviously, as you can see, it's beautiful. We can't wait to give you a tour of it. So you got it back in 2019, you said?
yes, I got full. I filed litigation, and it was been in litigation for about 18 years.
Wow.
And it was part of a greater movement that I was lucky enough to be a part of to kind of change and change the culture of this whole area. So.
Fantastic. Well, we love what you've done with it. So
Yeah,
we can
we'll follow you.
Welcome. This is our front entry, and what we tried to do here at Zion Cliff Lodge is make it a 5-star lodging experience, something that provides a little higher end feel. I had the opportunity in the last 20 years in exploring the world and traveling it and seeing some of the nicer things certainly that life has to offer, and we've tried to adopt a lot of that back here. For example, this is going to be a duplicate of Blarney Castle out of Scotland. And when we was on a Europe trip with my wife, she fell in love with those front doors. We came back, had these handcrafted for
Yeah.
this lodge. And so we brought a lot of our experience from our world travels and kind of adopted them into this lodge. And we'll see what we see.
Sam and I are already obsessed with these
One of my
doors.
favorite features. I love these doors. I gotta have these doors now.
Yeah, we're like, okay, now we
So
know.
This is from Scottish. You got this
Yeah,
idea?
Scotland.
Scotland, I mean. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. Perfect.
So
Okay.
actually, come on in. This is our front lobby, and this is where a lot of the guests will typically check in and out. This will also serve as a point of sale for a little restaurant and bar that we're working to install here as well. So it's going to be like a little resort eventually. Right now, we're just doing the lodging portion of it. Eventually, we want to have a pool house, at the bar and the grill, a weight room, a salon, some of those amenities. So it's a little end destination resort.
Oh, that's
We'll
awesome.
be back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
We will definitely be back.
Yeah.
I am in love with everything, all the woodwork, like Sam and I were talking
The
about,
walls,
the
yeah.
walls, like all the little
So you'll
details.
see a lot of our life, Lisa and I together. The map on the wall is all the places I've done business and set up
Okay.
businesses
Oh,
in the
wow.
last 20 years.
So we were wrong. We thought this was where people were visiting from.
No, this is where
You've
places
done-
I've had businesses.
You've done business
Wow.
in all of those. Wow.
That's amazing.
So,
I
a
love
lot
like
of
all
fun,
the stuff in
a
Europe
lot of culture,
too.
and traveling, having the opportunity to set up businesses in different countries have really opened my eyes up and allowed me to become a lot more of a rounded person and compassionate person for society and life and art and culture and diversity for sure.
So how many businesses do you currently own?
3.
Oh, you still own 3.
Wow.
After being all these places,
Yeah.
that is impressive. It's even more impressive than saying that's where people came from. So,
Let's
awesome.
kind of tour the public or the common area. So the
Yeah.
lodge is primarily the lodging portion, but we do have a lot of common area that can serve folks at this time. And people that are lodging with us have the opportunity to use our multi-purpose room. We call this our grand staircase dining multi-purpose room. It can be used for meetings. We have a big projector for presentations. This will also serve as our formal dining for these the Cliff Lodge Bar and Grill.
Very nice.
And when we get the restaurant portion of that and the bar going. So
Very cool.
coming down the front corridor here, when we remodeled this, we widened everything up, made it all commercial grades, put in a fire sprinkler system, didn't cut any corners. Back at the time, Hilldale had no specifications or had never done building permits for a public lodge and for a bar and a grill. So I had the opportunity to help them create all those laws and bylaws and codes so we could do this right and do it proper. One thing I wanted to try to do with this lodge is not to wing it. I wanted to do it right. I wanted it to be safe for our patrons and our clients. And so we spent a lot of extra money, went a lot of extra miles to make sure that it was done per code. Adopted a lot of codes out of St. George, Hurricane, Salt Lake, where I live. And we brought in there, it's a lot of the blueprint that Hilldale City uses today for a lot of these institutions moving forward.
Fantastic, awesome. So this looks nothing like it did. Even the structure, the hallways, all that.
So the outside shell is the same. We did a lot of modifications, major remodel on the inside to make the halls wider, make stairways wider, put in a handicap suite, and all the other things you have to do to be registered as a public facility.
Wow. All right. Well, you did a great job.
So coming through the main area, this is this will be a formal bar area. Once you get the kitchen that you see just off to the south there completed, then because of Utah liquor laws, and you have to have the food institution on site and performing. You can't just serve alcohol only. So we're going to mix those together, create a little combination where destination travelers can come here, they can relax, they can get a good drink, have a nice little fine dine sit down, and enjoy the amenities and everything that this area offers.
Awesome.
Coming away from the bar area, we can exit this way to the outside dining and lounge area when weather is appropriate. And we've got situated on a hill lot. We'll step through these doors and I'll show you kind of why we geared this dining, this entertaining area to this view. And
Yes, it's beautiful. That's what I was just about to. I'm like, we need to pan out to those views because this is.
And this is what we call our sunset deck, or sunrise deck, rather. Sunrise deck.
Look at that.
Curvature, front entertaining area. You can see the Vermilion Cliffs. That's the $1 million view, I'd say, that keeps on giving back.
Yeah,
that's what makes this area so beautiful. And kind of what brings me back to this area is our geography. And
well, me too. I just love to come out and visit. It's so beautiful. You can see an American flag up on
oh, yes.
the
I wonder if I
there.
can zoom into that.
See if you can
What
see
do
it
you
from
guys
here.
call that?
Yeah,
There it is.
We called it El Capitan, didn't we?
Yep, El Capitan.
Okay, we always call it El Capitan. I know there's, I believe the really famous El Capitan is in California
That
or
is
something.
correct.
But we adopted that name.
We did.
From there.
And so you can see Hilldale out to the east of us here in Colorado City, over to the south.
Yeah.
We're coincidentally situated in a view lot area, so you get a good vantage point from here.
Yeah,
And
fantastic location.
we the street literally that runs in front on the south of us is the state line. That's why they call it U-Zona.
Very unique name.
Arizona. So
Yep, there it
as
is.
we sit here. But as you can see on the exterior, we tried to do a complete modern lodge feel on the exterior of the facility, and adopted a lot of the kind of modern colors and lodge feel to it to kind of give you that relaxed lodge feel.
And I'm in love with this staircase. Let me see if I can back up.
Yeah, we call this our
When you
grand
pull in,
staircase.
yeah, because when you pull in, so here's the driveway, and like it's the first thing that catches your eye, the grand staircase up to this balcony.
It's designed to do weddings on, family reunions, so it's got a lot of portrait concepts in mind when we designed the staircase, and also for entertaining. So we've done a number of comedy shows here now. It's worked out really well. The comedians, when they're doing outside performances, perform right there. They set up their stage right there. And they can perform to audiences on both sides with the sounds and the light and everything going.
That is fantastic.
And then also when we're doing, when they get the bar and the grill going, that'll be a sound platform for little live bands on weekends and special events that we'll be throwing on as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this, I mean, when I first pulled up and saw this lodge, it kind of stood out because not every home here is finished on the outside or looks at all modern. So this one, this popped out. It was definitely
Beautiful.
stood out.
That was
beautiful.
the idea. Sometimes I question myself, thinking, we're a little ahead of our time, and yes, rightfully so, we are a little ahead of our time.
You're starting a trend though. That's good.
It is a trend, and people are starting to catch on.
Yeah.
And it is contagious when you see an area develop and grow out. I know the area to the north is completely renovated and upgraded since we've done our renovation here. The place across the street is going to quickly start doing it. They've just sold, and they're going to start renovating here any day now.
Oh, wow.
And we've seen the neighbor off to the other side putting money in and fixing up their place. Had the opportunity to work with Colorado City and Hilldale City and covering a lion's share of the cost to do the chip seal all the way out to the highway on Uzona and
Oh,
on
wow.
Juniper, so our guests didn't have to drive in on dirt
On the
roads.
dirt, yeah. No, I noticed
And
that.
that's made a big difference, but those are some of the kind of the investments you got to have the courage to make to improve infrastructure, to experience the quality and experience of your guests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's money that you wouldn't typically have to spend, but like I say, I'm a little ahead of my time. I recognize some of the costs you have to do to pioneer and put those costs to get
Right.
those things in here and make it work for others.
Yeah. Hey, it'll be nice to see this town kind of fixed up and built back up.
Yeah,
It seems
well.
like it was kind of left in
It was left in shambles.
shambles
and,
for a while there.
and
Yeah.
when I drove in literally a couple of years ago, when I was getting closer to getting possession and full title back to the property, literally had garbage spilling across the street onto this property, and it looked like a pretty rough neighborhood. Somewhere you'd want to keep them rolled up if you drove through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've
able
heard
to work with Colorado City, spent over $10,000 paid to Colorado City to haul off over 50 semi-loads of garbage on the lot to the south.
50
Oh,
semi-loads.
Now some of that's kind
Wow.
of building back, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to start kind of pushing back there a little
So
bit.
is this just an abandoned house here?
It pretty much is a rundown structure that definitely needs either some tender love and care to bring it back or demoed.
Just
Wow.
take it down and start over.
Yep. But
It's a big lot. So
it's a 1 acre lot for sure. So
Oh, wow.
probably more value in the property than the home.
The home itself.
That's what it looks like right now. Yeah.
So with that, we'll kind of step back in and kind of give more
All right.
of the rest of the lodge.
Sounds good.
So this is the dining room that we're getting closer on. And it's still a little bit of a shambles. It's in construction zone. And so we're working to get the big hood in place and the cooking equipment. But we're working closely with the Southwest Department of Health to make sure everything's in code here.
Great.
And that we're
Good job,
certified
guys.
and ready to go when it's complete. So this is still a bit of a work in progress.
But it'll be great though. I love
Yes.
these doors. You thought ahead. You definitely thought ahead in what you want. Look how cute.
And
And that view. I love that view.
So let's take an opportunity to maybe tour some of our suites, what people would typically see on a given room. Our suite here, we have 10 suites.
Awesome.
6 of them have private full baths. 4 of those suites actually share 2 other baths.
Okay.
So we did, hindsight, I probably would have figured out how to get a private bath in actually every room.
Right.
But
Did you have to create more bathrooms in this?
We did.
You did? Okay.
We did.
So there weren't that many to begin with.
yeah, well, there's only 6 to start with. And
Okay.
you got to add more.
Gotcha.
It's 8,000 square feet as it sits right now.
Okay. Well, we haven't shown our suite yet. We can if we
Okay, this
get
is
to that point too.
this is one of the shared baths for room 23 and 24.
Gotcha.
With COVID, we had to be very specific for sanitization and follow all the CDC guidelines.
Yep, that makes
But
sense.
it is a full bath. Has the full walk-in shower and
So typically just 2 rooms share a bath if they share it all.
yeah,
If they
yeah,
share.
that is
Okay.
correct.
Got it.
And then this is more of a public bath for up on this level.
Oh, for like the
Yeah.
restaurant area.
Yeah, that's correct. More of a public facility.
Okay.
Okay, and then walking down this way, we have our suites. These 2 suites, the Bryce Canyon and the Kaibab, are the 2 that share that bathroom there. Let's just take a peek at the Kaibab.
Which I think it's so clever and so cute for you to name all of these after
Well, thank you.
different.
A nearby.
What we tried to do is we
location.
tried to really debut Utah and its national parks with this lodge.
Yeah.
And really kind of bring it into its element, and it uses an advertising piece for our natural treasures of this state, our 5 national parks.
Gotcha.
Yeah, could
I have-
definitely
I have
feel
to-
that. I
I
love
have
it.
to ask really fast. Back in the hallway here. What's this? What's this door?
So that door is actually just a little storage cubby.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
store.
wow.
Okay.
Yep, there's a bathroom area. We didn't need that high of a ceiling, so we utilize it as storage for seasonal stuff.
Wow. Okay. So
Nice.
you really demoed this thing. Completely redid it.
So this is, we call this the Kai Dab. Named
Oh,
after
so
a
cute.
mountain on the north rim of the Grand Canyon. Just a little south of us here.
Beautiful.
And this room does have its own private deck.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
There, and it has a view of the Vermilion Cliffs up around to the right.
Look at that.
Wow. Nice.
Oh, and it is nice that
Kitchen.
it has its own sink and
Has
stuff
a
as
kitchen,
well.
yeah.
Kitchenette.
And this is also featured where you can do a pass-through to a larger suite with a private bath. If you're traveling with a family where you want to put the kids in one room and the adults can have
Oh,
the other
okay.
room. So it does have
Oh.
a pass-through option on these.
always
We're making
nice.
a great big suite.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll take a peek at this, the Bryce Canyon. This is the other one without the private bath. And this one has 2 beds. So a lot of people will rent this just for the economy, be able to sleep more people.
Yeah.
But every room does have a fridge, microwave, full 55-inch flat screen TV, desk. We offer Wi-Fi. I help push through Google Fiber. One of the
did
first
you?
people to rehook up Google
Oh,
Fiber here in
wow.
Hildale.
Way out here, you have
Yeah,
Google. Wow.
yeah, Google Fiber.
Look at
When I
that.
hooked up to the
Very fast
Wi-Fi, I did realize I was like, okay, that went really quick. Yeah, it's super
I'm sure
fast.
there's a lot of people wondering if there's even any internet out here. So
And the nice thing about it is, thanks to my dad and the pioneering efforts he did on the natural gas line when he brought the power line in from Hurricane, is we have natural gas here as well.
Yep.
So.
Very nice.
yeah, there's a lot more here than people realize.
Okay, this is the Vermilion Cliffs. Vermilion Cliffs does have its own private suite. And then it has also access out to the outside deck. It's outside egress here.
Oh, nice.
A lot of them have access to a deck.
And then it has a nice big jacuzzi tub in that one and a walk-in shower.
Oh,
It's a nice bathroom.
yeah,
it's a
great
nice
jacuzzi tub. And then shower.
We also did the construction where it's all pet friendly, so all hardwood floors, just throw rugs, and we are pet friendly at this lodge.
That's good.
Nice.
Yeah, I love all the woodwork here.
We actually did that on site.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
And
wow.
I'll show you a little shop in which we did it all.
Really?
Me and a little band of people we pulled together. From my old woodworking days, we did some distressing.
You and some
built
help did
on
this
site.
yourself.
Yeah.
then? Wow.
Yeah.
So is
And,
that, I know a lot of families are like known for specific trades. Was that what like the
yeah,
Fishers
so
were known
I grew
for?
up-
Or?
The Fishers grew up doing cabinetry work, custom casework, and millwork.
Oh, wow.
And so as a 10-year-old kid, I remember doing this stuff.
I was like, this is beautiful. Like, look at, oh my gosh, just some of
we've
this
got
detail.
the knotty, wormy look, knotty alder. And every one of those pieces are all done by hand.
Oh
Wow.
my
All
gosh.
that.
So we made over 52 trips from Salt Lake to here on holidays and weekends. Me and my wife, and then some other hired help down here that we also used to do a lot of this woodwork.
Beautiful. Those are the details that when we walked in, we were just like, those are
Yeah.
the details that kind of like take your breath away. You're like, oh my gosh, this is
Wood
so
trim,
beautiful.
The railing too, everything.
Yeah, the railing we're obsessed with.
This is the Grand Canyon Suite. The Grand Canyon Suite also has its own full bath, a lounge area, and it's access to its own private deck out here as well.
Another deck.
Love it.
Wow. So did you have to add on all these decks?
All the decks were added on.
Okay. These weren't
Yeah.
there.
Wouldn't-
Okay.
And also had to add
Same
all
view,
the
look at that.
outside accesses for public reasons.
I see. That makes sense.
Beautiful.
Either had to have a very large window or a door, and then wherever I could, I put in a door just so people would have an outside access.
Uh huh. So this house wasn't really up to code then.
Not for commercial.
Not for commercial.
So it
Yeah.
was up to code for
It was up to-
residential.
yep, it was up
okay.
to code for
I guess you
residential.
built it yourself,
Yeah.
didn't you? So that I guess I can't say anything
Yeah.
negative then.
Well, and I carried the general contractor's license for Forest Wood for a number of years. years for Utah, Nevada, and Arizona.
Okay, so you knew
Oh, wow.
the rules.
So I knew the codes.
You knew how.
You made sure to follow them because
Yep.
a lot of the homes out here didn't quite
That's
follow.
true. But everything was the code: plumbing, electrical, every step of it. We
Oh,
did.
that's good.
Oh,
that's good.
That's a much better place to start off with
Yes.
than.
Good bones.
Yeah.
Okay. High ceilings. This is all pretty much original.
And beautiful
I was a little ahead of my
chandeliers.
time. I know I was ready to build a lot when I first built as a teenager. That it was a waste of space and not good use of materials and time. But I did the big vaulted ceilings and big open areas there back then. So.
Man.
You want to?
Yeah,
are you okay
let's go
if we
ahead.
tour the suite here?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
this is the suite that we are staying in, and it's called the Sunset Suite.
And this is probably our nicest suite in the lodge, and we'll have to go take a peek at it.
Yeah, we love this.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and then look at all this
This is all,
detail.
cottonwood, local cottonwood.
Oh, it's local.
Oh, it's local.
Yes.
Oh
my
my
gosh.
goodness.
All handcrafted from local craftsmen put together.
So did this house, when you originally built it, did it have any type of lodge feel, or was it?
It was very Mediterranean. So when I
Okay.
first built it, it was a white, straight line, very contemporary.
Okay.
Because as an interior decorator, that was kind of the fad back in the 90s.
I see.
And so we completely changed the theme and the whole genre when we turned it into a public lodge.
So were you married when you started building this?
No.
Okay.
I was single, and I just finished a big portion that I could move into downstairs when I was got my first marriage, appointed arranged marriage
Yeah.
here in Hilldale, Colorado City.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I had about probably 70% built before my arranged marriage took place.
So some people will ask how people are. Were you given a property that you could then build on? Or?
So kind of how it worked is you go to the bishop and ask for a lot. And in this case, it was Fred Jessup. And Fred Jessup assigned this lot to me, but we are responsible for all the improvements, cost of all the improvements. And the way the UEP Trust had it set up is you were a tenant at will. So they own the property. Everything you did to the property at that time was considered a consecration to the church.
Oh, yep, I remember
Oh,
that.
wow.
And so I paid for the sewer, the water, all the utilities.
Everything.
When I took possession of this lot, it was cedar trees and cactus and tumbleweeds.
Wow.
And I took it from a raw 1 acre property, and then developed it out, did a home into a walkout basement into a hillside here. We hit a lot of big rock and stuff digging into the hillside, but I'd had about $500,000 into the home as it sat before they kicked me out.
Wow.
And then
when they kick you out, you're out, and you don't,
Yeah.
because the church owned it, and
Yeah.
you agreed to that, you couldn't.
legally they had at that point the legal upper hand on
Yeah.
it, and they have been able to execute this practice for 40 years.
Right.
And systematically, people that didn't agree with them or follow them, or they felt like weren't following their rules and regulations, they could kick them out. And then traditionally, they would try to split the wives and the kids away
Yeah.
from the men, keep the wives and kids in the FLDS, and send the man packing. Well, I was just a little ahead of them on that one. I got my arranged marriage and kids, 4 kids, out, marriage of 8 years at that point.
Wow.
I got them out and into Salt Lake City area before they could split them away from me.
Oh, good.
Oh,
good.
smart.
So I was one of the few at that time that got to leave with my family and kids.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how
Yeah, that's
wonderful.
amazing. Good on
Family
you.
and kids
Yeah.
are very important to me, and so that was why I acted in the way I did. I wanted to keep the family unit as together as we could.
That's
great.
amazing.
That's good.
And then at that point, that's when I filed some litigations with the help of my older brother, had a lot of the information, and that's when we started trying to do some grassroots efforts to correct the direction in which the Jeffs were taking the community at that time.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Everything started changing around that time. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, again, look at this. Oh my gosh, I'm in love.
We love
This.
this railing. That piece of wood right there is amazing.
Yeah, this is our Sunset Suite for sure. Kind of the crown jewel of the lodge.
Yes.
Love the
A lot of
vaulted
honeymooners
ceiling.
will stay here. It's got a lot of big open spacious area, a kitchenette, big king bed, And then a great big suite bathroom.
Yeah,
A big garden tub and walk-in shower. One thing if you've noticed as we walked through the lodge is we didn't spare the horses, or the monies I should say, on the materials and the finishes. That's also true for the bedding. We wanted the bedding and the mattress and everything to give you more of a spa experience. And a lot of people says, oh, you're crazy going with white, you're out in the red sand, Well, I do want it to feel up class, and people can enjoy things and have a spa experience here in the Red Rock and the dust of the dirt. But it does take a little more work, no doubt about it. It does give you a certain customer experience.
So was this a room originally, or did you turn
this was originally 2 rooms.
Oh, okay.
And we knocked it into one big room and made a big suite.
Gotcha. So this
Okay, so this is 2 rooms.
Yes.
I have to show again the view
This
because
has its own
private
deck.
balcony.
Love this.
And this private deck is just for this suite only.
There's even a horse across the street.
And the reason we call it a sunset
Which made our kids
is,
really happy.
You get a lot of great southwest sunsets off here to the west.
Oh, that makes sense.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. It is west there.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we'll see that tonight.
And let you see, there's a community, the Hilldale, Colorado City are communities of rejuvenation, and they're rebounding. And they're in a state of healing. Both communities, they've gone through a lot in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And we need to be respectful of that. We need to have compassion and understand that there's a lot of people that have been sincerely wronged, and the economy has been severely wronged by people that were serving their own interest and didn't have the interest of the people at heart, unfortunately. And so, it's going to take people with courage to come in and start investing and having faith and putting back into it. And once the city governments of Hilldale kind of aligned and we started getting more control of that, that's when I was able to, with good faith, come in and start investing back into it. But that groundwork has occurred. That foundation is in place. A lot of those changes have occurred. And so, I welcome people that come into the community, start investing into it. Colorado City is shortly behind. We still got a little bit of work to do there, and as far as the city council and the politics on that side to bring it into mainstream, where people can trust the Colorado City side. But it's happening, and they're going to soon be on the same path that Hilldale is, even though Hilldale's a little ahead of Colorado City, and turn into a normal little American town, somewhere they can be proud of and safe and feel welcomed and have the diversity that you can see here and that most of us come to enjoy in America. So,
well, like I've told my wife here, it's a very great location. We're on the other side of the mountain of Zion National Park. We got natural spring water here. The weather's generally really good here. So I'm really excited to kind of see how the town starts to grow and prosper here.
Well, it's already changed, radically changed in the last 2 years, and the next 5 years are going to be more exciting.
Would you say there are still a lot of people living here that follow and believe in Warren Jeffs, or have most of them moved?
Most of them have moved on. We see a compound that's just kitty corner of me, in fact, across the state line there in Arizona, that are FLDS temporary housing, kind of high density temporary right there.
Oh, the big metal building?
Not the big metal, just literally right
Just right here.
White roofs.
Yep, all
White
the
roofs.
white roofs. So there's a lot of FLDS that are still living there, and they're in their last phase of transition of moving, trying to find other locations.
Okay, I see.
So this is high density temporary homes for a lot of the people. Last FLDS they're trying to get out. There are a few FLDS that I've noticed that I've made the decision to stay here and make it work here. Very few, but and I wouldn't know what the percentage is. I would say maybe 5-10% maybe at the most.
Yep. I know I have one brother that's still here. The rest of my family have moved out in other locations.
Okay.
So the percentage in my family is 1 out of all of us, which is a lot.
So my sources, and they're trusted sources from inside of that I get information from outside of FLDS, is they've been instructed to move out of Hilldale and Colorado City.
That's what we had heard as well.
And those that are not moving out or that would be an indication that would suggest that they're kind of falling away from FLDS.
Okay.
Because then they're going
Right.
against what the
That is
prophet's
correct.
advising,
That
correct?
is correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Got that.
At the door.
Okay, that's the Sunset Suite. And we have a downstairs to tour as well. We've got some great suites down there.
You got the code now, babe?
Yep. And guys, I did not know if you can even tell how cute and homey this is. I just want to stay. Can we just stay?
We'll buy the suite.
We're gonna stay in the Sunset Suite forever. And like, I love on all the details. That's the thing that gets me. Like even here, like even just on the corner, all this woodworking.
So this is
like,
all
the details for me.
They did all our solid wood black walnut tops here.
Oh wow.
And you can see some of the craftsman attention to detail. Like here at a crack in this, and so he'd fill it up with an epoxy. Did a big bow tail or a bow tie fit there to keep it stabilize it.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
Ianthus Barlow did all this.
Ianthus Barlow.
Yeah.
Okay. So does he still work on that as his?
That's
what he does. Okay.
Look at how beautiful.
It does fine tables and a lot of this high-end finish work.
Does a great job. Looks great.
But go on down to the downstairs area.
Like, I love all this, like the ideas. Did you have any specific inspiration for doing this paneling on the walls? Because I'm kind of obsessed with it.
In my architectural days, I did some interior design for some multi-million-dollar homes in Park City area. I mean, some deals that I did there to bring in some color and break up some big tall areas.
I love it. We might be coming home for me to decide which wall I want you to do that on for us,
Yeah,
babe.
it would. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, honey,
Well,
you have to
gotta
tell
point this
about.
out. Yes. So I walked in, and one of the first things I noticed was this huge rock slab here. So I remember this. Well, this is kind of a style that one of my brothers would do. It wasn't him that actually did this project, but I remember helping. There were probably about 20 of us guys. This is one piece of rock.
Oh my gosh.
Over 4 tons.
Yeah, it's over
4 tons?
Yeah.
It is really heavy. I remember, I mean, there were so many of us trying to pull it in that we were getting in each other's way trying to do it. We had wheels and different things we were trying to use, but I remember helping with this. So it's crazy that I come back after all these years and I'm like, hey, I remember that. So
Deja vu.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Very, very
There's
cool.
2 of these beautiful fireplaces. One here and there's one up in the grand staircase dining.
Uh-huh.
Oh, beautiful.
Very beautiful.
This is what we call the Monument Valley. This is our 88 handicap suite.
Okay,
And
nice.
it's on parking ground floor. And then we also have an egress off to this side for handicap access out to its own outside entrance.
Oh, so there's 2 entrances then.
Yeah. And they both are ground level to the parking lot.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that is
awesome.
great.
The dirt came right up to the side back of this house before I remodeled for a public lodge. I dug all this out, put in rock work, and made access to all the suites on the back here. So you can, and also that was a safety thing for public fire escape, etc.
So you have it set up well for handicap use in the bathroom as well.
Yep, handicap bath here with the handicap will-in shower and the grab bars for the restroom facilities.
Oh, wonderful.
And we did a very low evasive fire sprinkler system where all you see is little white caps, but those are fire sprinkler systems behind the caps. I didn't want to make it look really commercial with the big traditional, but this is fully code and those caps pop down and big sprinkler head comes out in any event of a fire.
Wow.
Nice.
So it's up to code safety wise.
Yeah, and cosmetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Which is always nice.
And then I love this little.
This is the co-op lounge.
Yeah.
This is where guests can come out and mingle and chat, have little conversations, meet friends, or watch TV. So it's just a little gathering spot.
Awesome.
Okay, then this is our Lake Powell laundry room, we call it.
Oh.
All right, look at that.
And Lake Powell Laundry is set up with commercial setup for doing all in-house laundry.
Oh, wow.
And we treat the water heavily here, purify it and take the iron out of it, so we can keep all our white fluffy spa stuff white and fluffy.
Uh-huh.
Very nice.
And then we also have some facilities for our guests to use. 4 washers and dryers on the backside, should their guests need to use.
Oh,
universal
that's so
laundry.
nice.
That's good to
Awesome.
know. It's a big old washer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
75-pound load.
Should be able to wash my clothes just fine in there.
Yeah, that's right. And off to the right, this goes down to the last two suites that don't have private baths. We have a gooseberry and the silver reef.
I think this is the only time I've seen the floor change.
Yeah, this is the we did tile here.
Yeah, really natural, cool looking tile though.
Kind of a canyon land, southern Utah, Vermilion look.
Yeah.
And we did it on these, this little area and in the suites, these suites as well.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, it continues on. Look at that.
This has 2 beds. We built the headboards here on site.
Oh,
All the
wow.
headboards are on site.
I love it.
And when the home was originally built, it was all with 10-foot ceilings and the big vault, so it wasn't too much of a stretch.
Right, that's
to go
good.
to the
That's nice that
commercial.
you already had that, yeah.
And
Beautiful.
all the walls were 2x6s everywhere for soundproof reasons. Did a removable mechanical chase through the whole length of the home, so we'd access all the joists going both east and west.
Oh, okay.
For adding all the fiber optics and all the utility lines and all the commercial stuff and sprinkler systems, so that made it nice.
I like the texture on the walls too. This is fun.
That's Santa Fe. That's a creation of my wife. She did that herself.
Oh, did she?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
One stroke at a time.
That would be
And
a
this
lot
is
of
the
work.
gooseberry, named after our Gooseberry Mesa and world destination Red Bull mountain bike extravaganza, just a few miles to the west of us.
Beautiful.
And all the finishes is Lisa and I did all the finishes here, and like I said, the woodwork was on site.
Wow. So beautiful.
And then this right here is what we call a cottage, and we affectionately call it a cottage, but it's our personal area.
Okay, so
when
you
I'm
have this
here
to
in southern
stay.
Utah, this is our personal area, so we've adopted one of the suites as our
Oh,
own.
wow.
I was wondering if you had your own little place.
Oh,
And,
so
oh, nice. And
nice.
It's not, this suite's this is the only area that's not completely re-renovated, meaning this is the original kitchen that I put in over 30 years ago.
This is
Oh,
the original.
wow.
That's kind of fun.
That's so
this
cool.
is the same countertop.
Same counter, color, cabinetry.
This is the same kind of countertop I remember that was in our house, which the Steeds actually built. We
Yes.
moved into later.
Okay.
So what is this exactly?
This is Korean
Okay.
with the inlays, and back then it was, kind of the rage and the popular
Right.
thing to do. And
It's kind of a new thing.
we put it in, and it's held up fairly well over the years. It's starting to show its wear, but we'll eventually put granite in here and do a crackle cream and marfel finish on all these cabinets to kind of bring a little more of a lodge feel. This is a good example of the contemporary colors and look when I originally built the home.
So this is what it would kind of
Yeah.
look like. So the only thing you've really done here is paint
Paint, did
And wood.
the window treatments,
Yeah.
yep, and the flooring.
and flooring. Okay. Huh. It's kind of fun. You have some of the original.
Last
Yeah.
of the piece. Then it has its own private bath here. This is all pretty much original cabinetry and the jetted tub. And this is the master suite
Oh wow.
for the
Nice.
cottage, and it's pretty original as well. We did the window treatments, flooring in here, paint.
Very nice.
Yeah. No, it's nice to have a place to stay when you come up.
And then this is kind of an outside entertaining area on this side. Hello. Oh, we did. So this is also open to the guests, all this area, and we do fire pits. We have one here, we have one down there. We'll take a look at. Have a fire pit up there. Little courtyard water feature that we do here.
Okay, looks like you have some fun little games out here.
Yeah.
We can do cornhole, basketball, golf ball toss here.
So I assume that the brick is original.
It is.
So this is how it originally was.
Yep.
The stone is new.
That is correct.
Okay.
So
Got
we
it.
added all the deck, all this big round deck.
All
on
the stone, all the
stairs.
deck, everything's new.
And all the exterior finishes, roofing is all changed out. We can show you kind of the garden house down this way. We eventually are going to do string light party lights up there to, across all this area that lights up for outside entertainment.
All right.
Here's the grand
You know, you could do like
staircase
a mini
again.
golf course down here on this side.
We could. This is still another whole half acre we haven't developed yet.
It's huge.
And we
How
want to
about land?
eventually develop this into a pool house.
Oh, that's right. You're doing a
yeah.
pool down here. That's
With
right.
a salon and a little weight room.
Oh man, this is going to be the place to come.
It already is. I'm like,
Well, it already
Loving
is. It's
it.
going to even be more of a party place. So I see the wood here. Does your fireplace actually work in there?
It does.
You have a natural fireplace in there.
We primarily use that wood right now for outside fire pits
Oh,
for
okay.
people to enjoy. And then
I
this
see,
is
I see
our,
the chimney there. So
Yep, it's for real. Yeah, this is the little shop that we did all the woodwork in.
so this is it.
oh
huh?
wow.
Not much, but this is kind of where we built a lot of that stuff. Put a lot of stuff
Where it all happened.
Wow.
And we just affectionately call this the garden house. Some people from the outside ask me when the doors are shut and everything away, got to set up if it's a chapel. Well, that's got a story to it. The reason this workshop has such fancy front doors, it's a funny story. So originally, these front doors were intended for the front entrance of the lodge.
Oh, okay.
But they were messed up. We had a on-site contractor that was doing a lot of things when we was trying to manage it from Salt Lake City, and there was a miscommunication. And when it was ordered, as a custom door ordered up, they didn't make it the 10-foot high door.
Oh, okay.
They just made it a standard height door.
Huh.
And when we came back from Salt Lake and saw it in the crate ready to be installed in the front, Lisa lost it. Said, "No way, not
Yeah.
gonna work.
That's not big enough. Yeah.
It's not gonna work." So she took control and helped design the front door herself.
Oh, I love those
After
front
one
doors.
Of our Europe tours, our British tours of Scotland and the London area.
Well,
And she oversaw that, and we ended up with a much better door there, but we ended up with an extra front door, so I put it in the garden house. So
and their garden house
Perfect.
has a really nice fancy
some
front
people
door.
say, "What is this? A chapel?" Maybe someday.
There you go. Oh man, yeah, out here you can't be surprised.
So all the brickwork, the dark brickwork is what I did originally. And when Jeff took possession of this, they tore down all my brickwork in the front and they put up this little tan color brick that was way high.
Oh.
And then they added on top of this another 4 feet of tan brick to make it a compound feel. So when I came in, I had to diamond cut all the tan brick off, restore it back to the original wall.
So it doesn't look like a prison.
So it doesn't look like a prison, make it more open. And I took a lot of the walls out so it's open to the street.
Yeah, I remember I almost didn't recognize this when I first pulled up as far as location because everything is so different.
Yeah. So there's our fire sprinkler system, Main Street dedicated hookup line. And then we still have a little bit of the original tan brick right there. I cut all the pillars and everything down about 4 feet.
Oh, wow.
Now I need a steel stain. I'm going to stain those in the dark reddish color.
Oh, there you go.
To try and match it a little better.
Wow.
So there it is.
So that's kind of our customer parking in this area. And then the customer egress up to the front lobby area for check-in. And we also have street parking that's available on two sides.
Oh, do you? Okay, good. Yeah, I noticed you have nice gravel out there. So
Yeah, we did a road base down and a chip seal, try to control the dust. And so it's a nice, clean facility to come visit and park. There's plenty of space. Never
Awesome.
charge for parking.
And how cool that you were able to come back after so many years, get your childhood home,
Yes.
and turn it into something like this. I mean, something you started building when you were. Did you finish this when you were still in your teenage years? Or?
So I was about 26, 27 when I finished.
So it was finished when you were okay. And come back and turn it into something else. So how was it hard to get it back when you came back for it, or
It was a work in progress, and it cost a lot more money in litigation than what the property is worth. But it was the principle that the ISO was after. And this was kind of a test case and a precursor to clearing the path and making a blueprint that we could adopt for hundreds of other homes in this area.
Exactly. It's kind of
And that's
start
really
something.
the story. Is this was the tip of the iceberg, and this is kind of set the stage for what you see to clear the way for the rejuvenation of this community and for the changes that needed to occur to really let this community move forward in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we love it.
And here we are
Good
coming
start.
back up to where we started. Look, I don't know if I showed from far enough back or if you can hear me over the wind out here, but how beautiful.
Yeah, this is definitely gives you that lodge feel.
The grand entrance.
Yeah. Back to our door.
And,
Back to the beautiful door.
And when I helped finance the city, they shared to share with me that when they're going to do the final seal chip, that they're going to dig juniper down 4 feet from what it was originally. Just after I got my driveway all done.
Ah!
I was wondering about that.
So that's a win. So now I've got to redo the driveway and just money. So we'll just get it done.
It'll just be a little bit of a
feather
steeper.
it out from down there, and we'll probably just tear out this whole wall, do a great big circle driveway that starts up there, comes up and sweeps through this area, and feathers back out to that road.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So
Yeah, I was wondering if you built the driveway after or before, or what was going on there. But
before, and then didn't realize the city was going to cut it down.
they
that
cut the
much.
road down.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well,
No good deed goes unpunished.
that's right.
Gotcha.
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
Well, for those of you watching, we will put a link in the description for everybody to be able to come and check this place out yourself. It is gorgeous. It is Zion Cliff Lodge. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit on the phone number there. And we will put a link into the description. If you are going to Zion National Park, this is where you want to stay. It is so beautiful. Just look. Zion Cliff Lodge, guys. Okay, do you want to say bye?
Okay.
Well, there it is, guys.
Thank you for doing the tour, and enjoyed hosting you.
We'll talk to you soon.